Hello everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from the 41st millennium. Yes, we are back with more pirates. Yes, we have the Red Corsairs Raiders, the all-new Chaos Space Marines kit, which is very, very exciting news, because they're very cool models. I'm a big fan of everything that's going on right here. I think they're absolutely delicious models. So a massive thank you goes out to Games Workshop, because they're the ones who sent me these early to build up and paint for all of you, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. So we're going to jump in and do that right now. They have been primed in Grey Seer, and we're mostly going to focus on the Sergeant Champion model here, but we will pick things out as things go along. And the colour we're going to be using first is Baal Red. Now we're going to be applying this over the top of all of the armor panels that we want to be red, but if you've got the box art open in front of you, you'll notice that it's not every single armor panel. It is more a patchwork type thing going on here. So for our champion here, we're going to apply this Baal Red over the top of his knee, just here, like so. And then, if I haven't already mentioned it, I think I have, but primed in Grey Seer. So we're going to apply it over the top of that knee. I'm going to apply it over the top of this boot down here, and also consequently the shin guard as well. And we'll also apply this over top of the back of the leg too. There we go. And then back of the leg. Lovely. And of course, as mentioned, shin. Like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to apply this over the top of his belt buckle, both his shoulders, and his chest plate as well. So with all that Baal Red applied, we then take some Flesh Tearers Red and go apply this over the top. So with all that Flesh Tearers Red applied, we're then going to take some Black Legion, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the remaining armor panels, all of the remaining, it's not remaining, we haven't done anything to it yet. We're going to apply this over the top of all the remaining armor panels. We're going to apply this over the top of all of the trim. Yep, all of the trim. And we're going to apply this over the top of the soft joints between the armor as well. It's a whole lot of black. And so with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a roughly 2 parts Ratling Grime to 1 part Lahmian Medium mix. And we're going to apply this over top of all of the sort of fur, cloaks, leather, belts, tabards, all of it. But don't worry, we are going to create some variation in that. once it's all fully dry. So with that all done, it's now time to add some variation to all of that Ratling Grime. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Snakebite Leather first, and we're going to apply this over top of the outside of any tabards and the inside of the cloaks. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Black Templar. We're going to apply this over top of any fur, any wraps, and any string. With that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown, and we're going to apply this over top of the gloves on this individual, but we're also going to apply this over top of the outside of the cloaks. Finally, for everything that remains, we're then going to take some Ratling Grime, and we're going to apply this over the top as like a second coat. So with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Skeleton Horde. And we're going to apply this over top of any bones and skulls. And so with that all done, we then take some Guilliman Flesh and we apply this over top of their faces. And so with that now done, for the vast majority of all of our remaining details, we're going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. We're going to apply this over top. You can do this over top of everything that remains if you want to. We do have a little bit of gold stuff going on. There's not a ton of it. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour. And we're going to apply this over top of all the remaining details. Now this is going to be things like the power turbines on all of their, or exhaust balls on all of their backpacks. But it's also going to be the crossguard on the power saber, little bits of jewellery scattered around. And we're also going to apply this over the top of the heat shields on the melter gun and on the hand flamer. So with that all done, it's now time to add some shades. And the first of these are going to be some Nuln Oil. And we're going to apply this over top of most of the silver and all of the black. Well, most of the black as well. So, we're going to be applying this over top of blades and mechanical workings of guns and things like that. But what we're not going to do is apply it over top of the sort of the casings of the bolt guns and things like that. Now, similarly for the black, we're going to be applying this over top of all of the black armor paneling and all of the trim. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to apply this over the top of the sort of gaps, nor are we going to apply this over the top of the fur. And so with that all done, we then take some Agrax Earthshade and we apply this over top of the heat shields and over top of the casings of all the guns. And so with that all done, for all the other gold details, so the jewellery and things like that, we're going to apply some Reikland Fleshshade. And so with those shades all applied, our raiders are now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready. However, of course, we're not going to leave them there. No, we're going to take them to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, first of these is going to be some thinned down Wild Rider Red. And we're going to use this to highlight all the red. So with all of that red highlighted, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Leadbelcher. I'm going to use this to highlight all the black trim. So with that all done, it's time to move on. I'm going to do something a little bit easier before we dive into another big colour. What we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Tallarn Sand. I'm going to use this to highlight our Snakebite Leather. So with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Dryad Bark. I'm going to use this to highlight the outside of the cloak and the gloves. So with that all done, what we then do is we take some thinned down Stormvermin Fur. And we use this to effectively relayer any large open areas of Stormvermin Fur. We use this to highlight the smaller areas of Ratling Grime is what I meant to say. And what we're going to do is use this as a spot highlight for our dark brown cloak. Hitting pause on all the leathery stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Dawnstone. We're going to use this to highlight all of our black details. This is going to include the fur, it's going to include all of the armor panels, good stuff. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thins down Administratum Grey. I'm going to use this to add some really tiny little spot highlights to the sharpest points in all of that black. For example, just there like that. And of course, over the top of the Red Corsairs emblem as well. Like so. But what we're also going to do is we're going to use this to add some highlights to our Ratling Grime areas. So with that all done for all of our eye lenses, what we're going to do is take a little bit of Baharroth Blue. I'm going to apply this right in the middle of them. So with those eye lenses all done, what we're going to do next is we're going to take some Flayed One Flesh and use this to highlight the skin. With that all done, if you want to do the little markings that some of them have across the eyes, you want to take some Cygor Brown. And you just want to very carefully draw a continuous line that goes all the way. So with that all done, if you don't do the markings, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion. We're going to apply this over top of their eyeballs. And with that Black Legion all applied, we then take a teensy tiny little dot of Screaming Skull and we apply this in the corners of the eyes. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is take some thinned down Liberator Gold. I'm going to use this to highlight all the gold. With that all done, on this guy we've got a couple of little gems, so what we're going to do is going to take some Warp Lightning. I'm going to apply this over the top of those. And so with that all done, to finish off our Raiders, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Ironbreaker. And we're going to use this to highlight all the silver details. And there we have it. With the bases all complete, our Red Corsairs Raiders are now finished. And they are the finest of Chaos Space Marines that ever did Chaos. I really like them. I think this is just such a great vibe for them. They're not covered in trim, you know, they're not full of spikes. They're beautiful, beautiful models. And I can't wait to do some more because they're that good. Really, honestly. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/warhipster, just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.